Hello BIOL1001, welcome to week 7, unit 3.3. So we're continuing our study of human health and disease, and this week we're looking at inherited diseases or genetic-based diseases. So that's the pretext. The primary focus, though, or the primary goal is to really understand inheritance and how inheritance works. So we know that DNA contains our genetic information, but how is that genetic information transmitted from one generation to the next? So the first chapter, chapter 11, is going to be really talking about how meiosis is involved in that process and how meiosis shuffles the genetic information that you inherit from your parents and then passes on new combinations to the next generation. And then we're going to be talking about how the process of meiosis allows us, the rules of inheritance, as they're called, allow us to predict what offspring two individuals might have. So it allows us to predict what's the chance of having, blue eyes versus brown eyes if we know the underlying genetics of that. So that's called Mendelian genetics. That is the basis of modern genetics as we understand it. And why is this important? Because for evolution to work, evolution by natural selection, we need inheritance, right? You need variation in a trait, and you need that variation to be inheritable. So that's why we're focusing on inheritance here. It's really fundamental to biology as we understand it. And it also relates to how human diseases continue on in society. So chapters 11 and 12, that's what we're reading, essential questions. Make sure you do that with your group. And then for the lab, you're finishing up your group cancer experiment, and you are creating a final media project. So you're going to take all the results from the experiment that you ran this week and try to synthesize that in an ad for the product that you tested, and it could either be a positive ad, like this stuff works, or a negative ad, like you should be wary of this stuff and the claims it makes. So that's going to be kind of the group conclusion of that experiment, and then the following week, not this week, but the following week, you'll do an individual reflection. So what did you get from doing this lab personally? But this week, it's a group assignment, and you're making, like I said, a media ad. So there's more information in the lab manual. Find it there. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email or post something to the Q&A. I'm always checking that for updates. So, all right, have a good week.